Hello, guys. We're back with another presentation. So, yeah.
Hello, my name is Dain. With me are Anto,
Hello.
Arne,
Hello.
Lucy,
Uh,
ZL,
Hello.
and Joe. Joe sadly could not make it today, but maybe next time.
Today, we're talking about the holidays of our World of Aufeyne.
We will be beginning with the biggest holiday in Oshal, which is Worldtide. Worldtide is a 3,000-year-old festival. It is also the world's greatest tourist trap. To find its origins, we have to go back 3,000 years to the northern Halfling archipelago. It was determined by a bunch of mages all the way back then as the day the world began. And everyone just believed them for some reason. It's also the summer solstice up in the northern hemisphere. People all throughout the year in their houses they have dolls that catch evil spirits throughout the entire year, and then on Worldtide, they burn them all in a giant bonfire. This has similarities to many other world holidays, which we will get into later. It's also a day of ritual purification, and also, food and drinking. Not to that. The interesting part is that when it came to a Tumahea, it would soon become a winter solstice festival.
Is what I
I
mean.
have a
You have
question,
to signal
actually.
me when to push the button. I don't know what's on the slide.
Okay. Next, when it came to a Tumahea, it would completely change. It would become a tool of state repression and also the world's biggest narcotic party. There's
Ooh.
no other way to put it.
So, what drugs, may I ask?
The most common drug use was the Sawi fruit, which
Mm.
to the halflings that they're not that strong, but non-halflings they do get a kick out of it. And, the Sawi needed to not become dumb.
The Sawi being the monkeys from the south, right?
Yeah. It's actually in Atume, it's a winter solstice festival, which is unusual. So while everyone, up north they're swimming on the beaches and they're getting tanned, down south they have to deal with snow and like
Mm.
ice and stuff. Very, very, very not good.
Hmm.
This is because Atumahea is in the south and they borrow the north solstice, right?
Yes. Different
Interesting.
hemispheres. Fun when that
Okay.
happens.
I'll edit a map in on the video here.
it's the winter solstice, like tomorrow. IRL. Just
it
saying.
is.
Oh, right, it is.
As we
At the
are
time of
recording.
recording.
It-
Oh,
Well then,
shit.
I guess we
Yeah.
know what we're doing tomorrow.
Okay, Phineas.
Curious.
I love the artwork here. The artwork's really nice.
I love Big Sowie.
Big
He is
Sowie.
Sawi.
I meant the fruit, but that too. Him too.
wow.
All right.
In the medieval kingdom of Shol, Worldtide was also the end of the tax season. And if you paid your taxes on time, you got a double monthly ration of fruit.
Ooh. It's like
Yummy.
it's like your Worldtide subsidy. I see.
Yeah. Which meant that this holiday was marked with a lot of baked goods that had the fruit in them, which made it very popular among the Jisawi population, as you can imagine. They loved it, and in some cases, they became bigger proponents of the holiday than even the halflings.
Would you say that?
Next, yes,
Would you say then that the fruit here kind of acts like insulin? So essentially, if you paid your taxes on time, you get more insulin.
well, yes,
You
this is
get
a
more
narco state.
insulin if you do taxes?
Well,
I mean, it's not
that's better
exactly
than
this. I mean, kind of, I guess. Yeah.
It's a narco state. I don't know what to tell you.
Wait.
Uh,
What's the last time like people do their taxes and they get insulin? Is that a thing diabetics do?
no,
No.
Oh,
no.
so
it is.
okay.
It
So
it would be the equivalent of it.
ah,
Well, kind of,
I
because the
see.
Sawi they don't need to live. They need it to
To think.
not suffer severe
To
withdrawal, and it's a whole thing.
that's one theory.
We've got a Sawi video.
Watch the Sally video. Up on that card.
Always be plugging.
Always be
Always be
plugging.
plugging.
Up there.
Next,
Right there.
though, within Sawi communities, the spirit dolls started looking more like the Hesawi trees. And this further escalated so that next, they started burning actual trees. Baby ones, but, still thinking and living. And that was not very humanitarian and also expensive because, like, that's a cash crop. That's a cash crop right there.
Not very
You're burning
PogChamp, you
money.
could say.
That seems
Their
better.
concern was more the money than the humanitarian war crime.
Yes,
Naturally.
All right then.
Naturally.
Naturally.
the trees deserve it. It's fine. It's fine.
To be
Just
clear to our
don't
viewers,
think
the
about it.
trees are magic trees that are intelligent like people.
Next, the similarities between the halfling holiday and various dwarven holidays that also included like burning stuff and like ritual purification was one of the main arguments in the colonial era conspiracy theory that dwarves and halflings were one species that had diverged a few thousand years ago, but who were still connected with culture and blood.
That is interesting. I've actually never heard of that theory. So did this theory originate in Oshal? Or is this a northern theory?
It originated in Oshal, but did become popular among dwarven circles.
Naturally.
Ancient little guy, master race.
Was this created by dwarven supremacists or like dwarven haters? What are we talking here?
Dwarven
May I ask?
supremacists and halfling supremacists, and everyone who hated Taku and Belakoots, because the occupation.
Naturally.
In the modern day, Worldtide has become one of the world's biggest holidays and also the world's biggest tourist trap. The holiday changed very radically due to lobbying efforts by travel companies.
Travel companies?
Yeah, travel companies. They advertised it.
This
as
is
this
the war on
winter-
Worldtide. We're losing the true meaning of the holiday.
They're taking a jet to holiday to
Worldtide.
Oshal.
You can't even say Merry Worldtide anymore. Come on, what is this?
The travel companies advertised it as a way for rich people to, well, dunk on the poor, effectively.
Mhm.
Since you,
Hell yeah! Let's go. I love dunking on the poor.
Anto, I have some bad news. You're one
no.
of the poor.
Oh no! I'm not one of them, am I?
they
I'm
got
sorry,
that
buddy.
winter holiday experience in the middle of summer, and also free drugs everywhere. I mean,
Oh, I like that.
unfortunately, well, fortunately, people started importing aspects of other holidays, like every winter holiday in existence, effectively, making it a Frankenstein monstrosity of a holiday. But it did make it quite popular, which means that now millions of tourists come to attend Worldtide in Oshol, like yearly. Unfortunately, though, this has led to somewhat of a rise in terrorism by fanatic spiritualists who wish to preserve the spirit of Worldtide against capitalist intervention.
You really can't
Which-
say Merry Worldtide anymore.
They have somewhat of a point. I'll be real here.
Wait. You can't just say terrorists have a point because people are mixing festivals here.
It's not them mixing festivals. It's the consumerism.
Mm,
Okay?
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay. I kind of get it. That terrorism against consumerism, much more sensible than terrorism for
Well-
cultural reasons. Of course.
the preceding statements do not reflect the views of the Xomni YouTube channel. Satirical commentary on the modern day.
Also consider drugs.
We're gonna get
You know?
demonetized before we even get monetized. We're blacklisted.
Okay, but Anto, free drugs.
Glastonbury is crazy.
Glastonbury.
Glastonbury?
What is Glastonbury
Glastonbury?
there?
It is a place in halfling spiritual theology. Something akin to like heaven. We're not sure. The ancient texts are a bit vague on that, but yeah, maybe one day we'll understand what they meant.
Like the festival?
And so we come to an end to Worldtide, an ancient holiday that was just kind of made up to tool of state oppression to a symbol of capitalism.
Classic.
And who knows what will become next?
Who knows indeed? Who knows
Banger.
indeed. Pretty good. Pretty good. What do we all think?
Yeah, it's
I
gonna
think that
be
sounds
terrible
pretty
to
fun.
edit, but
I'd
I think it's fine. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be terrible to edit, but I mean, insofar as, what do you guys think about the holiday?
No, honestly, I quite like the holiday. I think it's interesting. The evolution makes sense. This is basically what happened with Christmas.
I'd celebrate.
Is it
I'd
not?
I'd go down. Our next holiday is the Dwarven New Year. That's by me. Start out with the Dwarven religion, right? We do have a short on that. Always be plugging right up there. But if you don't have, 1 minute to spare, I understand in our live fast world. The basic is that they view creation as a holy act, as in, so they make things, for example, shiny things, art, sculptures, tools, crafts, etc. And they view that they're trying to make something impressive enough that their god, creator, who's this guy over here?
Who let the god out?
All right. So he's got to be pretty cool to get his attention.
So if you make like a cool ass Ferrari, will the creator like it?
Maybe. If you do it yourself, he might
Mm.
take notice.
Well, what if it's
Yeah.
something cool, but then someone hasn't done it before?
Well, that's a little less impressive, isn't it? A little derivative.
Yeah. Yeah, but then
So it's just
you
following
did it.
instructions against the creator.
Not necessarily. It's just much less impressive.
He'll still like you, but just less.
Yeah, you're trying to show off, right? You're trying to stand out from
Yeah,
the crowd,
yeah.
right?
Of course. You wouldn't just want to.
Yeah,
Be
but
there.
because not everything's good enough, right? Can't all be perfect.
Yeah, like naturally,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're
Much
not
like
like
Stewie
the other
Griffin.
dwarves. Stewie.
Crummy guy.
They hold a big festival at the end of every year, with food and drink and music and dancing and most importantly of all, a big bonfire. This is the similarity to Worldtide.
I'm noticing a certain connection here to some British holiday that happens every November. On what date? Let me remember the 5th. Interesting. It's just because we're so great, I think.
They could also use some sort of cauldron, molten metal. There's variations as applicable. And
Of
then they
course.
destroy all the crap.
Oh.
What crap?
What is classified as crap here?
Glad you asked. See, it's a sort of metaphorical cleansing of the soul, right?
Of course.
You basically destroy anything that you made that you're not proud of anymore, So you leave only the best going into the next year.
Wow. So this is an anti-hoarder like religion here.
A little, yeah. I mean,
You can't.
what you
hoard.
are proud
Wow,
of,
this is
you
pretty
you do want to
discriminatory.
keep though, just not the crap.
Yeah.
Question.
Sort of New Year resolution stuff.
Yeah, it
So-
seems like it.
Yeah, it's a sort of vibe.
Would you consider that you make your son or daughter, right? And can you then destroy them in the supposed bonfire?
Jesus Christ.
That
If
that
you're
would
not
certainly
proud of them.
that would definitely be frowned upon.
But
So,
Oh yeah,
It's not
because of the dwarven concept of to live. It's a very deep tradition.
so what you're saying is it's still possible. It's just people will
Oh.
be mad at me when I do it.
murder is considered a crime.
Okay,
It's usually
but then
frowned upon in dwarven culture. Yes.
actually, my kid agrees to it.
Well, I'm not really
They're,
sure
they're
that
all down for it.
it still feels like that would not be. They would not like that.
So are you saying you guys don't have the concept of free will? You don't like that?
It kills the mood of the party, man. For people to just be throwing themselves into the fire. That's not the vibe we're after, man.
Okay, but just imagine, there's
Jesus,
screaming. It's a lot of
That's why you
fun.
leave the children tangents.
Ah,
Fine.
goddamn.
there are some regional variations. In the east, it's typically held in the public square, whereas in the west, they usually do it directly within a temple. Fancy.
What do you mean by East and West Wolves? Where's the cutoff?
I will edit in a map on the screen that will show the difference
Thank
between
you.
the east and west.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So it traces all the way back to the Iron Age, about 2,000 odd years, a little more, give or take.
Huh?
2,500, maybe 3,000.
Long time ago.
It's old is the point. It's still practiced today, but it has changed a lot. It was initially more of a solemn sort of affair, a little more dour.
Oh no, we have to live another year. Oh no.
Not quite. There's a little more sham involved in the process, but it became more party-y with time. Ooh, fun, happy, celebrating, yeah. And also got a little more secular, a little less spiritual, a little more focused on the whole. Everybody dances around a big fire, a little less on the cleansing the soul of the shame of the older year. It's also gotten just generally less focused on the destroying aspect of the whole thing. There's a people still do it. It's just not so much the highlight. It's mostly just big old celebration. Everybody has a good time.
These damn kids and their forsaking of tradition.
There's a bit of a
Bad.
theme.
There is.
All right then. Anybody got any final thoughts?
Okay. I do have a question.
All right.
Regarding becoming more secular, is
Mhm.
it also because of capitalism?
No, it is not. No, it is not. It's quite the opposite, actually.
How did that
It's
happen?
because
then?
of the communism.
Oh.
hmm
So not very big fans of religion over there with the
No,
communists.
they're
I'm
the
hearing,
communists are not very big fans of the religion over there. They are.
The word I've heard to describe this situation is woke. Would that apply?
I'd say yes. If
Oh,
you,
Very
if
well.
you
This is
read
so woke.
the Book of Woke by Karl Marx,
I can't believe the dwarves are woke. This is crazy.
Who is Karl Marx? Is Karl Marx a sort of dwarf philosopher?
Well-
would you say?
he does have a look at that beard, and you tell me.
Interesting.
Honestly, I've never seen any photos of him standing up. He could be quite short.
We would never know.
We would never know.
All right, though. Moving on to the next holiday. Lucy?
Always my one. Okay. So this is Bellacoot's. This is the Bellacoot's flag. It's a butterfly. It means a lot to Lakoots. The national animal of Lakoots is the coots, believe it or not. Coots are just butterflies and moths in sort of one word. You use a species to differentiate between the two, or there's some different adjectives you can use. But the people love them in Lakoots. There's lots of them about. They're always about, and it's said that interacting with them is said to bring you good luck and good fortunes. In particular, moths are more for comforting you in times of need, whereas butterflies are more about hope. So you can take a bit from each butterfly. 2 ceremonies take place every year to celebrate the coots, roughly in each of their hatching seasons in May and November. So the holiday is called Awna Arista, and it comes from 2 very important archivalist figures. This is the religion of Bellacoot's. Aristox was the youngest child of Callias, who is one of the main figures of archivalism, and Aristox was a passionate horticulturalist and coots lover. And Ornan was a historian who documented much of Aristox's life when they were alive, and it was Arne who was the first person to release butterflies in Aristox's honor, which is sort of the idea of the festival. We'll get onto that in a minute. I've also said here Lakoots. I say Lakoots. Technically, the way you say it is Lakute. The S is silent and the E doesn't make that noise. But it means land of the butterflies. And then there's on screen if you want to know how exactly you get to that, you can see.
Fascinating. A little bit of linguistics.
I-
for the
I didn't
people.
know that was the actual pronunciation. This
I
this
didn't-
feels
why,
like
why did you? So you made up the word, right?
Yeah.
And you admit that you have continually mispronounced it every time that you've described it to us since creating it.
Oh, 100. It's because, okay, so Lakute, it's fun to say, but I can't always be asked to say it Lakute, so I say Lakoots. And
Alright,
most people, when they first see it, say Lakoots. So
Well, I
it's,
just
maybe it's like an
assumed-
Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire situation where you just get it wrong. It's fine.
Fair enough.
I
Alright, then.
kind of respect that.
I also will say Lakoots is the modern country in modern day times. Bellacoot's is the imperial name when it was an empire. Bellacoot's isn't pronounced Bellacoote because Bellacoots doesn't have an E in it. Bellacoots just has coots. So you do say that
Well, that's
for the coots.
all right then.
It is confusing, totally, but it's fine. Anyway, so the first in the year is the spring Awna. Families take in and help feed caterpillars in their garden, or they might have a special habitat they've made for it. They either do wild caterpillars or they do ones bred from local gardens or sanctuaries. And when the butterflies hatch, there's a celebration across the month, usually of April or May, where people release the butterflies into the wild. And the release is to represent the blessing of a good harvest to come in the summer, as this is in April, May. And people who raise the butterflies are said to be well natured and selfless because they've helped a creature grow into a nice little bud. Although sometimes people abuse the butterflies, they maybe don't feed them properly or release them in the wrong way. So the government has gone through great lengths to teach people how to properly release the butterflies in the safest way.
Is it like illegal to abuse a butterfly in Lakoots?
Yeah, but however, it would be quite hard for the government to find out because it's only a small little bug.
If you can find it out and there's evidence, would they get arrested for it or like get thrown in
It
jail?
wouldn't be a mega. It'd probably be a fine, I'd imagine. Maybe a ban from ever going into that sort of field where you care for butterflies. But it'd be maybe the same punishment if you burned a flag. If you're filmed doing it in a disrespectful way and it looks like you're doing it on purpose, then absolutely you'll get in trouble for it.
You can insult the king, but God forbid you kill a butterfly.
Well, who cares about the king? Am I right?
It's true.
Yeah, the butterfly is holy. The king is just a guy.
Yeah,
You
we are
can-
all the butterflies, you know what I mean?
on God, on butterfly. I mean.
Oh, this butterfly told me that I should become the new king. Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, you'd have no power, so good luck with that endeavor. This
The
helps you in no way
butterfly
at all.
the butterfly also told me that I should be given supreme executive power.
Oh,
Interesting.
Well, 100 butterflies told me that we should not give you any power under any circumstances.
And 1,000 butterflies told me we should banish him from the country.
I also at
Oh.
no point in this situation does it say butterflies can tell you anything. They can't speak, guys. They're just
I
chilling.
think you're just not listening. They talk.
It's true. It's true.
well, now I think they're saying next slide question mark.
I think so. Yeah.
You think so? All right then.
Yeah. The official state holiday is on the 15th of May. Obviously, you can't coordinate butterflies to come out of their cocoons at the same time. So most people do it not on that day. However, the Ensemble Coot Sanctuary, they will hold on to the butterflies that have hatched until the 15th to do the official massive ceremony of releasing 10,000 butterflies every year. It's very cool. Big up. Also during the celebration, some people wear artificial butterfly wings fashion. Yeah.
Very nice.
Sometimes people just wear it for fun outside of these celebrations because they look cool.
Yeah.
That is very beautiful.
I do have
It
a
is.
question.
Yes.
It's actually two questions. So this release of the butterflies from the Ensemble Coots Sanctuary, I assume it's a big deal, right? So is it televised?
100%. Oh, 100%. Yeah. And it
So,
would get
and the
quite
second
viewing
question
figures.
is exactly that was it. Is it like how viewed is it? Because I assume
Well,
quite a bit.
so the television event and the ceremony in general, because you could go in person as well.
Yeah,
It'd probably be not just the release. It'd probably be like a whole hour or two of music and
Yeah.
like New Year's Eve. They have
Exactly.
I don't know about you,
Yeah,
but in
I
the
get- I
UK
get what
we
you're
have
saying.
we have a show of it.
Yes.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
they'd
They
have
do a whole
the
thing.
3, 2, 1, and then they release everything and they'd show the release and then a few more celebrations. And it'd be a
That's
big event
probably a
every year.
marvelous thing. Yeah.
100%.
All right then.
The king turns
Yeah.
up and says hello
Oh wow.
and other words
Whoa.
about
Wait, Arne, you show up? Okay.
Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh, fancy.
and then The second holiday of the year is the autumn Awna. As the days start to get darker much earlier, and I will tell you that in mid-November, sunset is about 4:30 p.m. in Ensemble, the capital, which is the southernmost city. So you can imagine it gets darker a lot earlier north of that too. There is a celebration of light, and in particular, whereas the first day was about the release of the butterflies in particular, the second is about the moths, and the lanterns are representing the light of the moths. The official state holiday is the 15th of November, and the government, they coordinate a massive lantern release. A lantern being paper lanterns, which you light with a lighter, and then the air, like a hot air balloon, sort of pushes them up, and everyone will release their lanterns in their homes, or the government one would have, 10,000 people would bring their own paper lanterns and release them to a lovely picture of a lot of lanterns in the background there. People sometimes write messages on the lanterns as well to send their messages into the ether, good wishes. And it's said that the light from the lanterns will attract the moths and encourage them to return next spring for the next year's mating season.
Won't the light of the lanterns fuck up all the moth, moon following behaviors?
We don't know what that means.
It's
All right, then.
holy, ZL, okay?
It's
Trust the
only a
metaphor.
day. It's only a day, and it happens towards the end of their mating season. So
Also,
things are good.
ZL, are you questioning the intelligence of the moths? How dare you, good sir?
Unbelievable. This is
You're
anti-Coots
right.
behavior right here.
A moth would never confuse an artificial light for the moon. That would simply never happen.
It's true. No, it's okay. It's okay. And usually, unlike the butterfly releases, which can happen over the month, people will only ever release the lanterns on the 15th or before or after a couple of days, depending on where the weekdays line up. So it's not a prolonged period.
Yeah. A lantern throwing once or twice is fine, I think.
Yeah.
So what do we think? What do you think? I quite liked it.
Honestly, yeah, it's
Cute.
very cute. I do like all the small touches of the logistics of it all, that you actually thought that out. I do like that.
I think it's very cute.
So true. I will say we don't know where it came from. We don't know, unlike the other two.
Oh,
So, care to share my festivity? So, this is the Zil Festival of the Masks. So, the Zil are a country located here, as shown in this map. And the Zil actually is the name of a people from the country of Taku, but I will continue to refer to them as just the Zil. The Zil believe that everything is alive, and everything has a spirit as a result. So the wind, a fridge, a rock, a sun, the hydrogen bomb, or a worm all have spirits. And as a result, all of them have impacts on society around you.
I can think of some of these things have more impact on society than others.
What do you mean?
Cough.
So the Zil believe that every single one of these has power over nature. What does that mean? It means that it's not just what the wind does that impacts nature, it's the spirit that is in it that also. So they believe, for example, that the spirit of wind interacts with the seas, it makes waves, but also that waves exist and they also interact with everything else. Everything is a system that creates more than just them. A lot of spirits have different types of power. For example, the spirit of the stag is believed to have power over all animals and is the king of animals. But yeah, the spirits are all engulfing. They have a lot of power over creatures in general, over nature, and the Zil vouch for them quite a bit. As I mentioned before, there's a lot of spirits, and what happens with these spirits is that people really like them. So a lot of people create these little groups called clans, which hail the spirits. They all come together in like a room, a house, a temple, and they hail a type of spirit. For example, there is a stag clan, and they believe and hope and pray for the stag spirits. They all have their own festivities, they all have their own celebrations, and a lot of them actually match with each other. For example, there is an animal festival that matches with everybody. But today, I am going to talk about one festivity that every single clan celebrates together. This is the Festival of the Masks. The Festival of the Masks is celebrated by every single clan. and it is the national holiday in the country of Taku. It is the most important Zil festivity and is celebrated on the week of the summer solstice. So it doesn't have a defined date. So a lot of people have to find it in the calendar in the year. It's very annoying. The main festivities happen in the last 3 days of the week.
So what's the point of the mask? Can you tell us what the point of the mask is?
Actually, good question. What the point of the mask is? It's simple. It's a celebration of the spirits. People want to be like the things that embody these spirits. For example, I really like stags. I really like them deer. So I make a deer mask. So the masks can go from like professionally made by like, the sculptors, made by smiths, made by our carpenters, the whole shebang.
Sabrina Carpenter, for example.
Exactly. Or just made as a kindergarten project. So you go to school, your teacher goes, "Oh, the next week is the week of making masks. So we need to make the masks for the week, and everybody makes it. It's just a cool thing they do. But one rule exists for these masks. They have to be made by hand, and they have to be made by a person. A machine cannot make these masks."
Question.
Sorry, what?
This guy seems to be using a little machine grinder there. Would that be?
You can use tools. You can't use like just machines, as long as there's a person manning it.
I
Does that
think
make
I
sense?
think Anto means like mass produced isn't allowed.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you implying that a machine does not have a spirit and is therefore not a person?
No, we're implying that the people that want to embody the spirits should be working on them. You can't be making these. You can't be making them for other people, but they have to be requested.
Would you say furries are embodying the mask?
Fun fact, yes, they are embodying the masks. Because, yes, animals that do exist and do have spirits. In fact, they're some of the most hailed beings. For example, the stag.
They love the furries.
Throughout the country, we have many different mask making traditions. In the north, people that make masks like of wood. And then in the south, we have more like metal based smiths, So ignore that image there. It's just a showcase of two people wearing their masks. So people go outside wearing their masks throughout the whole week. They only take them out when they're working, eating, or have other physical needs. Basically, if you're not in an active, if you're actively doing something else, like that is important to yourself and to your own physical needs, it is seen as your own spirit because humans also have spirits and their presence in nature is also important. So whenever you're doing something that is important or physically demanding or mentally demanding, like work, you should be taking out your mask because that is the time for your own spiritual presence to exist. Does
So
that
are
make
people
sense?
going to the gym in like full furry gear? What's going on?
No, okay, it's just a mask. People do not wear the full thing.
what if
And
they're swimming? Do they need to wear a mask in that case?
As I said, if it's physically demanding, they can just take it out. It's fine. It's like not a end all be all. But
Right.
yeah,
And if you're in Damascus, do you have to wear the mask all the time?
That's where the mask is.
That's where
The
the
mask
mask
is-
is. So do you know what I mean?
but yeah, a lot of these people happen to make a new mask for every single day of the week, as to celebrate all the spirits that they believe in and like want to help them out throughout the year. But yeah, removing the mask outside of what was said above, of like the whole physical need, is seen as a massive disrespect of the people's of the culture in general, the religion. So if you don't have a reason to remove these masks, you're actively committing heresy. That's the best word, right?
That's
I
not
think
good. That's bad.
keeping the mask means that those spirits will bring you good luck for the following year. They're going to help you onwards because you're helping them exist, be present, be out there. So on the last 3 days of this week, usually with the last day coinciding with the solstice, people will create various booths near shrines or places of prayer. So street food, traditional mask sellers, carnival games, and others will appear here.
Hang on now. Question. You said that the mask
Yes.
either had to be handmade by the person wearing it or made on specific requests. So how does a mask seller work?
I was going to explain that. So a traditional mask seller, it usually sells masks for collection. They're also handmade, fun fact, but you just can't wear them. It's good to keep them as a shrine thing, but you can't wear them yourself because you did not request them, you did not make them. It's not yours. It's not yours to use. Does that make sense?
What happens if I don't listen to you and do it anyways?
I mean, nobody can stop you, but everybody will know that you're wearing the mask of a mask seller and think you're a tourist. Like nobody will hate you for it. It's like me going to a Muslim country and eating pork. Everybody will just think I'm disgusting, you know?
A
Does that
bit
make
of a
sense?
light blasphemy to start the day.
Yeah. Like everybody just sees you as, that weird tourist that's coming here and buying our masks and just wears them instead of, just keeping them.
I have a question. Little dogs and cats who people give clothes, would they wear masks?
I actually did not think about that. So I suppose so. I think people will do it anyways because the same way it happened with Worldtide and the other event, this event becomes more secularized and
Right.
people give less of an importance to the whole masks. It's more of a cultural tradition that
It
just
would
people
be
like
pretty
to
like
keep.
a dog in a Halloween costume.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, also in the middle of these festivals, usually on the last night, the traditional folk dancing is done in a big circle where everybody can join at any time, and everybody loves to do their little dances. It's a good amount of time.
Is it like the river dance?
It is
like
like
that?
river dancing. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Slaying.
Yeah, it's just a good old time. So yeah, this is the festival of masks. Do you have any other questions?
No. On to Arne.
All right. See, I'm barely awake right now. Hashkatra. That's the festival of the elves, and the elves, right? There's many peoples, many cultures. This one is the only common link between them, and it originates from back in the olden days. The elves were these nomadic and semi-nomadic societies, right? They were moving around from place to place to place to place, and when they were doing that, right, they needed to communicate with each other. And you don't have phones, so how do you communicate? ZL, any guesses?
I'm gonna go with kites, just on a random sort of spitballing kind of theory.
Yeah, like intuition.
Where'd you get that
here.
idea? That
Yeah.
feels so random. Why would you
It's
say
a
that?
real random pull.
Yeah, but you'd be right, because
Wow.
they used kites. You fly kites high up in the air, and you can see that from miles and miles away. And you can color it different ways. You can put up different symbols on it, and you could convey a lot of information. So they use the kites for many different things, right? And also the elves, they really liked fire. Why, you may ask? Well, we'll go to that. And they also hated a certain kind of trees, evil trees, the Sawi trees. That's probably why they liked fire, right? And the elves, so they're very up for nature. They have their soul stuff. If you were wondering how the elves work, go check our video on it. Always keep
Always.
plugging.
Always
Be plugging.
be plugged.
Hell yeah. All right. So the elves, they also like to stay far away from another. So they're very distant. Every community is like way spread out.
They have
so
COVID?
and well, no. See, we had COVID. They just naturally treat everything like COVID.
Well,
Right?
when you live next to trees that can produce bioweapons at a whim, you kind of do have to social
No.
distance
So
a lot.
and all of that slowly, gets overwritten as the elves start to settle. They lose their old roots, so to speak, to keep things alive. And like the olden days, they start to celebrate what made them them. Now that is the spirit of Hashkatra, where they celebrate, what they did, and over time it sort of molds into something else, as we've seen with the other holidays. Yeah. So during the day, usually this happens usually at the end of autumn. Very vague, I know, but the elves are spread around a lot of areas.
So it depends on which region of the elves.
Yes.
Okay.
These images are chaos.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
So,
you can sense the sleep deprivedness in the image selection.
Why is Modern Family there?
well, okay. I'm
It's
getting to that.
next to hit anime Haikyuu and Aru Urara from Uma Musume. Also, whatever that fucking image is at the top corner on the left.
I'm getting to that. Okay. Right. So, during the day, everyone from different villages, different towns, they gather together in a field and they build up the area. They build tents, they build up stalls, and most importantly, they invite everyone. That random dwarf who's probably an evil spy, invite him. That weird human who's here for no reason, invite him as well. The Sawi, okay, maybe not the Sawi. Forget about the Sawi. They're evil. Then you work
True.
together. You come together. That's why
Can't
modern
believe this.
families there. You
I
work
can't believe
together and
this.
then you play
It's-
games. Sorry, go on. Anto.
It's oven burning, man.
Shut up.
Did they do it in the desert?
I don't know. You can't. I mean, there are deserts, so probably right. So they form teams. They play a bunch of games, including the volleyball from the Heat series, Haiku. They all watch Haiku. That's why they like volleyball. Yes. Anyways, so they play games. They play Halo in their houses, as you can see. That's why that's there.
Elf Halo is
Yeah.
crazy.
Sorry, Elf Halos. Yes, Elf Halo. And then the other thing
Yeah,
that
it's
they
not just
do is
Halo.
they like animals, they like nature, so they also invite all the animals in the area, and then they feed all the animals lots of feed. That's why Harura is there. Look at Harura.
Rest in
She's
peace,
happy.
my queen.
Oh, and then the most important thing that they do is they make kites. Come evening, right? Or well, right before evening, they take all the kites. And these are all really colorful and different kinds of kites, reminiscent of when they needed it for survival. Now they're cool and shit. They don't need it for survival. So they store the kites with wishes. Anto, give me a wish.
I'd love to have a big smile in my face.
Yeah, now you take the wish, you store it in the kite.
Yes.
Dain, give me a memory that you liked, in the past year.
I ate a really good kebab today. That was a good memory.
Ooh, that's the best memory.
See, you take that memory and you store it in the kite. Don't ask how you do it. You just do it, right?
I assume you just write it on there, right? It's better.
Oh, well, you can do that. You're smart, Zeal. I like you. Anyway, so then you make a big fire, a really big fire, and then you warm the kites.
Won't that burn them?
No. You bring them close to the fire. You don't put them on top of the fire. That's bad. You don't
This
want to burn
sounds
them.
like it could lead to a lot of issues.
Rolling the entire 500-person party by lighting my kite on fire.
The elves don't want you to know how many forests have burned down because of this tradition over the years.
Don't just thing. That's a secret. Okay. Well, okay. You warm the kites and then you fly the kites in the air, right? You can see the picture. That's I took that picture like 5 days ago. When the elves hosted that event. Promise it's from the elf place. Don't look too much into it. After you fly the kites, you cut the strings and then hopefully the kites fly away or they fall somewhere. It doesn't matter what happens to them afterwards. The point is they flew. And then your wishes and memories became part of the wind.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very good for pollution or like climate change or like plastic.
How much money does the government spend on kite cleanings every year?
That's the problem of the government, not an issue for us. Okay.
Well, I
Interesting.
guess
It might become
they are
one.
biodegradable. Like they are biodegradable. Probably.
Are they?
presumably.
What if it's a
Not really, yeah.
plastic one they mass produce?
How dare you, Lucy? The elves are all for nature. So, and after you're done with the kite business, you eat, you dance, you light yourself. Okay, you don't light yourself on fire. You light your dress on fire, and then you dance, as you can see in the image.
How many fires? Jesus Christ!
You know,
I know we've had 3 fire festivals. But this one does feel like the most dangerous by a wide margin.
I mean, humans are dangerous people. Humans will do. Oh, these are elves. What the fuck?
These are elves.
Look, man, look. In the soul of every sentient creature is a pyromaniac.
I think around autumn, the clan of the elves in Dazil will be praying for you guys.
So and then they eat a lot, like a lot. Right at night, you do a bunch of things. You make an even bigger fire, like the biggest
Jesus
fire you can
Christ.
imagine. Okay, and then back in history, you'd burn trees, right? The evil trees, not the good ones. The trees that want to kill you, right? You just throw all of them onto the fire. But then as time progresses, the trees you don't really find those trees anymore. Don't ask what happened to them. You just don't see them around. So
Arne,
then you just
Arne, I must point out that the adult trees are like the size of hills, so you too are throwing baby trees onto the pyre.
well, yes, I feel like that was inferred, by context
Well,
clues.
I wanted to make it explicit for our audience.
No, I
Yeah.
think he isn't throwing baby trees into the fire. He's throwing fire onto the baby tree. It's different.
Ooh, good proposition, Anto. The elves would love that. I tell them this.
Yeah, the elves, the trees just gotta survive. It's on them,
Mhm.
you know.
These are
Yeah.
sapient
Anyways,
creatures.
so
They can think and flee, you know.
yeah.
They can think and
So
feel. Feel. He seems to have a type.
No, flee. L on the wrong place. Flee. Come on, get with the program.
Ah, yes,
You know-
trees, known for their great mobility.
Well, they're smart trees. They can think of a way.
So in the north and the west, where these trees are not really prevalent, they just sort of make caricatures of the trees using wood and the monkeys and all that stuff.
The monkeys? Wait, did they seriously get the monkeys and burn them with the caricatures
Well,
of the
yeah,
trees?
like
Jesus Christ, the
They
elves are
import no.
racist.
Okay, I would like. There has been a misunderstanding. They're not evil. Okay, they don't do it to random. They import the monkeys, like the Sawi monkeys.
They're not evil. They
you know?
merely import slaves for the express purpose of burning them alive.
I'd call it human sacrifice, but they're not human. But also, this is human sacrifice.
Yeah.
Well, okay. There's no sacrifice going on here. You just do it for the fun of it.
It's just murder.
Yeah.
They just do it for the fun of the game.
As you're burning the evil trees and the evil Sawi and all that.
I'm starting to get why you asked for this to be the last one we share. Jesus Christ. This is a fire hazard. This is arson. This is dangerous for both elves and the people you're murdering as part of the festivity. This is insane.
While you do that, you share your stories of what you accomplished, what you did over the year, or maybe the years. The elves they live long, so they have lots of stories, and then they dance, and then they eat, and then they do all that over until the end of the night when they pack up and go home, and that's it. That's the.
So it's a
That's the
pretty
thing.
standard celebration, but you just kill someone in the middle of it.
It's like Guy Fawkes, but instead of killing, a doll, you actually kill a guy dressed as Guy Fawkes.
I feel like you guys are forgetting the kites. The kites.
Right. The kites. That is the focus. Right. We can't let all
A real
the murder
celebration of the big kite
detract
lobby.
from the true meaning of Hashkatra, the kites.
Yeah. Well, okay. By modern day, right? They probably stop using
The
actual
murder?
trees.
Probably.
But by that point, we figure out that the monkeys aren't inherently evil. So they use like the dolls and stuff like other people. But then it's not as fun,
And that brings us to the end.
Joe sends his
There
regards,
was-
guys.
there
and,
was much
please do remember
dispute.
to like and subscribe.
Over how to spell the word favorite while writing this slide.
Somebody
yeah.
won.
Somebody
The
won.
better team won.
We
Some
always
guys-
win.
God bless Canada, the best country in the world.
What?
Please do click on both videos or one video. How many do we usually put? I don't know. Just click on the videos. Always be plugging. Like and subscribe. Click on the videos. Come on, guys.
Cut, edit. None of you are free of sin.